Neighborhoods and Cancer by Natalia Mann. This project focused on how cancer and neighborhoods correlate, whenever this bill be in the term of race or social economic status. My group and I focused on breast cancer in a woman in correlation with where they live. Our annotated bibliography consisted mainly of studies on cancer and community disparities, as well as neighborhood cancerization and race. Our research also directly related to Model 2, in which we talk about poverty, as well as Model 3, in which we talk about housing and how this affects the health of an individual and community. Our research question was, are women who receive housing assistance compared to women who own their own house equally likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer? We also had two hypotheses which include the first, women that receive housing assistance are more likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer than women who own their own house. And second, the African American women that receive housing assistance are more likely than Caucasian women that receive housing assistance to be diagnosed with breast cancer. One of our hypotheses dealt with black women because black women are 42% more likely to die of breast cancer than white women according to the American Cancer Society. Our study population were women 18 and older. Our study variables include ownership, low rent, and race, as well as breast cancer as outcome variable. Our level of measurement included nominal and categorical, as these both seem appropriate for the study. Confounding variables, or what we cannot directly control, includes income and insurance. The chi-square test is used to see if there is any significant relationship between two categorical variables. The test will be used to determine the correlation between variables, between housing and race variables. The sequence for planned statistical analysis included testing the hypothesis based on the surveys women used. Variables of ownership and low rent will both be compared to the outcome variable of breast cancer in order to test the first hypothesis. The second hypothesis can be tested by comparing the race and low rent variable with breast cancer variable. In our results and findings, it was found that women who had housing assistance had higher amount of breast cancer and were more likely to get it. But it also was found then that 17.1% of Caucasian women and 5.1% of black women were diagnosed with cancer. This means more white women develop breast cancer, but the population of white people is higher than black people. So because of this, we could reject our alternate hypothesis because it was disproven by chi-square. In the conclusion, during this test, we saw that based on statistics, more black women develop cancer based on their population size and whenever or they not had a housing assistance. This racial disparity and social economic disparity is growing wider as many things are preventing women from seeking out or being able to prevent and stop breast cancer. In the future, we should focus on the poor and bringing them for accessibility to breast cancer and being tested. These are my sources. Thank you.